Here we go. Oh,
All
no,
right.
I screwed it up.
I accepted your invitation to LinkedIn, by the way, Mike.
Oh, nice.
Welcome back for another episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we take an agnostic look at all things streaming, hardware, devices, anything that gets that content to those eye holes. We're going to talk about it. So, I'm Clyde. Today I'm joined by Jimmy Trammell.
Hello, everybody.
Michael Aston.
Howdy.
And Matthew Ross.
Hey there.
Hey guys, how you doing?
It's been a long week, and happy to have another week, a couple of weeks ahead of us since our last show. It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I echo that. Even though it is a short week, it feels like it was a long week already this week, right?
Yeah.
For me, power outage started my day, so that was a good day. The way to start the day.
You know, and I think it's literally been a month since we've seen Michael.
Hey!
It has. I was out for a couple of weeks and crazy work weeks.
Well,
16-hour days.
Technically, it was only one show, but when we are every other week, that's month to month, right?
Yep.
Now, Jimmy,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't look like Florida. Am I wrong?
No, you are correct, sir. I am actually in Georgia this week. I'm up at my parents' house visiting for the holidays.
Doing the big Thanksgiving?
Oh, absolutely.
Is there a turkey planned?
There is a turkey down there in the oven, even as we speak.
You getting turkey tonight?
No.
Well, my mom does this slow cooking thing overnight.
Oh, very cool.
Now,
Nice.
in Georgia, do they stuff the turkey with peaches instead of lemons or oranges? Like you would in Florida or other citrus states?
Well, you know, there was one year that I think we had some peach sauce as opposed to cranberry sauce with the turkey one year. Right?
I mean, I love cranberry sauce, but that could be good too.
Yeah, I mean, anything is greater than cranberry.
What? Hey, I'm from the Pacific Northwest where we grow a lot of cranberries, and they're awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what's
like
better? Do you
cranberries.
like the lumpy cranberries or cranberry sauce, or the jiggly straight out of the can with the comfortable lines around it?
This is the kind of question that will put me either in one camp or another for life. So I'm going to take the middle ground and say they are both good for different things. So
Just mix it all together.
no. So the cranberry gel is it's its own thing. You know, the kids love it. It's very much like Jell-O for that kind of thing. And also, if you take it and you spread it onto your turkey sandwich later on, it becomes a nice kind of a jelly topping kind of thing. It's really good like that. But traditional cranberries made just in the pot, sugar, turn it on until they crack and eat them like that. Oh, that's also really good. So both ways are excellent.
I will say the one benefit to the can is it makes easy portioning.
Yes, it
Just
does.
the lines are there perfectly.
I know.
Nobody complains that he got less than me. Why do I have to eat more than him?
Funny story is apparently they made a version in a different kind of can that didn't have the lines, and everybody complained that the lines weren't there.
I believe it.
They brought back the can.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah. Yeah, just slice those things up, have perfectly sliced pieces, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're beautiful discs. Absolutely.
Well, speaking of holidays, we've got a big event coming up this week. You know, you guys ready?
Huh? Yeah, you mean the one that about having family over and having a big old
no,
meal.
the one that everybody actually cares about, where they get to go out and fist fight with people over $5 off of something that was actually marked up to begin with.
Oh, that one. That's that one. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I actually look forward to that every year. The aggregation of all the TV crews out there, getting the videos of the people fighting over TVs and that kind of thing, right?
So you're talking about Black Thursday, right?
No. Actually, I'm talking about Cyber Monday.
Oh,
Catch it.
Okay.
Cyber Monday.
That's when
been
the real
around for
That's
16 years.
just curious. Is it Brown Wednesday then? I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, we've got
Well-
Turkey Thursday.
Turkey Thursday.
And then, then we got
This is a complaint that kind of my wife and I constantly have. I got a text message earlier today from J.C. Penney saying that the Black Friday deals would start at 3 p.m. on Thursday and be in line early because they're giving away coupons for $500 off of $500.
Wait. $500 off of 500. Oh, wait. I'm confused. So it's free?
Yes. It didn't give all of the details, so I suspect that it's probably a limited number of people or a random thing where you get X number of dollars off of dollars, but it says arrive early for the $500 off $500 coupon giveaway.
Okay.
And then there's a link for details.
Thing wrong number one. They somehow texted you. That sucks. Thing wrong number two. They went ahead.
That's my fault. I signed up for that.
Okay. Wrong number two. It doesn't matter. They shouldn't text you anyways. They're opening on Thursday at 3 p.m., which is basically where
It's
many
not
people
even
start.
dinner time.
Some people have dinner early, but
Those
this is the
people are
wrong
wrong.
time. Those people. Well,
We
that's like
usually-
grandma.
We usually start dinner somewhere between 2 and 3 o'clock.
No,
A lot of people do that. That's okay.
So yeah,
Then
we
you-
do an
know,
early Thanksgiving meal, but that's you'd have to skip Thanksgiving or have it like as a straight up lunch to be able to make it there.
All right.
Jimmy.
See, in the South, we call the noon meal dinner, and then the evening meal supper.
There you go.
So that's the way it always has. Although I've been modernized, since my upbringing, and I've gotten accustomed to calling it lunch, right? And then they call the evening meal dinner. But when I was growing up, it was always, dinner was the noon meal and supper was the evening meal.
Well, they're apparently expecting you to stick with that. Thanksgiving dinner at noon, then get your butt over there to JCPenney to get in line so you can get one of those coupons and hope you get the $500 off of $500.
No,
Yeah.
so wrong. I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah, I've always thought that's a play on the people who don't like to watch football, right? Trying to get all the people who, because us guys who are watching football, right? We're watching football no matter what kind of sale they're having at Disney.
actually, I think the original Black Friday sale was designed by guys who watch football because it was a way to get their wives out. They were in the other room pouring through the ads, and then the guys got to sleep in the next morning because the wives were at whatever sale. They made the mistake at some point trying to then bring in the guys by putting up other stuff, but yeah, we'll get there. I don't want to get too deep into this just yet. So for those of you tuning in, if you haven't figured out, we're talking Black Friday this week.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Originally, thought it would be cool if we gathered together a bunch of deals and maybe do kind of a guide. This is what you should look for.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Am I alone? But does Black Friday suck this year?
No, I don't think it sucks. It's just not really good. It's not at a level of amazing, which we really want to have our Black Friday deals, which we've seen in the past. but it's kind of like, oh yeah, you can kind of get a good deal here and kind of get a good deal there.
You know, and this may just be me. Maybe it's my crazy conspiracy brain, but I think we've moved into that point where people are now in the frame of mind, Black Friday, we go out, we buy, and the retailers know this. And they don't have to offer those super crazy deals to get the people out there because they know they're going to be there regardless.
I bet you anything that is probably 90% true, but there are still probably 10% outliers out there, especially small shops. Shop small, everybody.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, there are deals to be had.
Right. I think, one of the things you mentioned a little while ago, before we went live, was that, you saw a great deal at Best Buy for a TV, I believe. But you dismissed it. You said it's a doorbuster. There's no way I'm going to end up getting it. And I think that one of the things that we've been trained to do as people that are a little older and have experienced a number of Black Fridays is to realize that those deals are not the ones that you end up getting. And, unless you're going to camp out and stick around for 24 hours beforehand or whatever. And so we then immediately kind of dismiss a lot of those doorbuster deals and start to look for kind of the regular sale deals. Those items are, and I truly believe they always have been, good deals, but nothing phenomenal. I've worked at Best Buy a number of holidays and a number of Black Fridays, and the deals that they advertise to get people in the door are always those limited quantity deals, and those are the amazing steals where you're going to get an item that you would normally pay twice as much for. But most of the other deals are the kinds of deals that you could get any other day of the year. It's just that every one of those items is on sale today at the normal sale price, as opposed to every other day where, you have to pick the item that happens to be on sale right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the perfect place to kind of illustrate that example is at Micro Center. I don't know if any of you guys have a Micro Center in your area, but one thing that Micro Center does is when you shop on their website, you choose the store that is your local store, and it shows you the actual inventory right now at that store. And if you click on any of those big sales, it's like 2 in stock, 5 in stock, So there you can actually see. And that's a good illustration. But the problem is, and I worked at CompUSA for at least 2 Black Fridays, and I mean, seen it firsthand, is the stock varies. So, I mean, those doorbusters that are the amazing deal, one store may have 20, but it's based on, they don't stock the store specifically. It's based on what the stock is at the moment. And one store may not even have any, but you have no way of knowing that until you actually go wait in line and then get there. And my thing is, it's not that it's not worth trying. To me, it's not worth going out in the 30-degree weather and waiting on the off chance that I might get that 50-inch 4K TV for $199.
Yeah.
No. You know what I do on Black Friday?
What?
It's wonderful. I sleep in.
Oh,
It's so nice.
and
It's wonderful.
I
Wake
have
up,
gotten
rested, happy.
Yeah, I previously have gone out and gotten some really great deals on Black Friday. When my wife and I were just married, 10, 15 years ago, and the budget was tight. I was still in college, and you had $150 and that's what you had. And so you would go out and try to find a way to make that stretch. And we found some really good deals and you go in early, you maybe wait in line, or you kind of rush to the one item that you really want, and you can get some amazing deals. But the as I've gotten older, the budget's not quite as tight anymore, so it's hard to convince myself that I want to get up that early in the morning, fight through those crowds, just for the chance that I might get the one item that I really want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed. And I think too, because I too have been out on a Black Friday, but this was before they started having Cyber Monday, right? Mm-hmm. Ever since they started coming out with Cyber Monday, especially us guys who are techies, like we are, we all wait for Cyber Monday, right? Cyber Mondays when we do our shopping, right? We don't get out into the madness. But now it's more, Cyber Monday, or just getting a good deal off of Amazon anyway.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say 2 points. I used to wait till Cyber Monday until the stores started offering their Black Friday stuff online.
Yeah.
On Black Friday. Then there was no need to wait most of the time for me. But just a little bit of trivia. Do you guys know how Cyber Monday got started?
Good question. I don't know.
I think once upon a time I might have had known that, but I can't remember.
I have a guess.
It harkens back to the days where people didn't have broadband internet at home. So to do their online shopping, they would wait until Monday when they got to work, where they had that super fast T1 or maybe right. DSL.
ISDN.
And so that's how Cyber Monday got started, is these companies realize, hey, these people are doing all of their online shopping on Monday when they get to work. I mean, number one, if you want to do it where you've actually got bandwidth. Number two, if you can get paid for it at the same time, why not? But so, I mean, there was a time for Cyber Monday. I haven't even looked at the Cyber Monday deals in several years personally. And I think that's kind of gone by the wayside, just because, like I said, a lot of the major retailers they've embraced the internet. And so the smart way, in my opinion, to do the Black Friday, if there's actually something I want, the first thing I ask, is it available on the website? If it is, I'm not getting up in the morning. I'm not going outside. I will hop on my computer at midnight, order the couple things I want, go to bed, done.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's the way you do it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I agree with you to a large extent. I mean, I feel like that's really kind of the thing that I said before about like kind of budget, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you are really tight on budget, then you're going to try to catch those best deals, those hot one-time items. They're going to be on those. Usually those will be on Cyber Monday. They're going to be in store only. They're going to be or whatever. But the frustrating thing for me is that not only do you have like the time and the location and the crowds and stuff, but just looking at the way that it's evolved over time. Like I'm looking at Amazon right now. You've got today's deals. Mm-hmm. You've got Black Friday week. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You've got 12 days of deals. You've got Cyber Monday. And, I mean, it's like, where does it end? All of this is built around the best deals of the year. And in reality, like we've mentioned before, most of these deals are deals that you would be able to get any other day of the year. It's just there's a greater quantity of them running simultaneously right now.
And a lot of it's hype, is because people are trained to expect the big deals on Black Friday. So then when they see it, they'll accept it without question, because they've been trained that this is when you get the great deals. So, hey, I'm going to get that, even though it's $5 more than it was on sale for last week, because they weren't paying attention to the flyer then. And, so And it really, one thing though, one benefit I see to being able to do the Black Friday online is if you have to go to a store, there are multiple stores in different parts of your city. You have to decide. You have to make an actual decision. Which one am I going to go to and roll the dice?
Yeah.
Where am I going to camp out? What's the most important? Because you may get the deal. If you don't get the deal, you also probably miss the deal for the other thing. Whereas online, you can pounce and be on multiple sites. Crap, it's sold out. Boom, go to the next thing. Go to the next thing until boom, you get what you want. And so in the case of having to spread that money, and I know this from personal experience. It's been 20 years. It not as comfortable as I would like, but so I mean, money's always an issue. So want to get the most you can. So being able to get the more things at the lower price quantity, it may not be the big killer smoking deal, but when you add it all up, you can get some significant savings.
So I've only done 2 Black Fridays where I've gone out. First time I went out, my wife said, "Hey, go out to." I used to live in a small town. The only store we had was the local Walmart. So go out to there, see if you can get because this is during the transition from normal TV to the HD TVs. She said, "See if you can get an inexpensive HD TV for the bedroom because we have a nice one in the living room, but something doesn't need to be big." So there was an Element TV there for $130 or something like that. Really good deal for the time for a 32-inch, and so got that. Stood in line forever to get out of the store. I mean, we got in and started at midnight because they let us in at midnight, and I was leaving like 4 a.m. because everybody filled up their stuff with their carts with everything. It's insane. The other time I went was another year. I saw a really good deal on a computer. I was looking for an inexpensive computer because I needed one we needed a second computer for something. I forget what. Didn't need to be powerful. Didn't need to be very good. But they had this Lenovo for very inexpensive, super cheap. Got it. Looked at the specs. Looked at what it looked like. Was like, this looks okay. Took it home. It's a full-size tower, right? Took it home. Opened it up. It's practically a laptop inside there. It's got an external power supply plugged into the motherboard. I took it back the next day.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. I have seen firsthand the fact that they use Black Friday to offload the stuff they couldn't sell all year, because again, people get caught up in the hype and they see laptop this price. Okay. And, but I mean, 2009, I think 2009 was the last time I actually went out to a store on Black Friday, and waited. And that was because my parents didn't have a flat screen TV. My dad really wanted one. I was going to get him one for Christmas. So I got him a 40-inch Sony, 1080p Sony for $250. Now, go back to 2009. 40-inch was fairly big. 50s were getting to be about the norm, but a 40-inch, I mean, you're still looking at $1,000 for a 1080p 40-inch TV. And so that was one that I said, this is a smoking deal. This is worth me going out in the snow. It was sub-zero that day, but Micro Center, I mean, they played it smart. They came out, they said, they had vouchers, and they came out to the people in the line. They said, you can choose between, these are the 4 big deals. Each person can choose from one. Which one do you want? And then you were guaranteed. You just walked in the store, took it to the register, and then they rung you up. Yeah, and I mean, those deals though, seem like they are becoming far and fewer between, you know.
Yeah.
But and then what was I gonna say? But now I'm curious. I'm curious because when did, for each of you, when did the Black Friday phenomena really like become part of your lexicon? I mean, because I don't think I was even aware of what Black Friday was or why I should even go out until at least 2005.
Yeah, I know that I started doing it before that. The first item I got a 24-inch, actually 22-inch LCD monitor, and I think it was 2002. It might have been,
Okay.
you know, plus or minus a year, at CompUSA, and I got it for like $100, which at that time that was
Dude, that was like
crazy
an
good.
$800 monitor.
Well, it was normally 300.
Oh, okay.
And I got it for 100. The 24-inch that I went to get was 200 and was normally like 500.
Oh, okay.
But I still remember getting pointed in the wrong direction by the employee, going to the wrong side of the store, and by the time I got to the right side of the store where the TV, where the monitor actually was, the 24s were all gone. I still hold a little bit of a grudge in my heart because that guy cost me that 24-inch TV, because I watched the last one walk away as I finally found it. I was like, ah!
No!
But yeah, and that was also the time where I started to realize that this was not worth it. I loved that monitor, and I used it almost, I probably used it up until about a year ago. But at that same time, you know, got a great deal, a monitor that I was really happy with. But the frustration and the realizing just how, like, what kind of a circus it was, even for the employees, not having any clue where things were in their store and stuff like that. That started to make me question it. Where I really lost it is when I worked at Best Buy a couple of years after that on Black Friday, and I realized that this is torture for those poor employees. Why would I be part of doing that to them?
Well, and actually, you mentioned that. That reminds me that I think my first real introduction to Black Friday was 2005, because that was the year I worked Black Friday at CompUSA. And
Did you tell me where the monitors were?
yes,
If you were in Portland.
but actually, just to
This
give
isn't good.
a little bit of inside baseball, we were kind of sitting around laughing the whole time. It wasn't torture because all of the really good deals we had already set aside for ourselves. They were up in the ceiling and behind racks, and because then we purchased it with our employee discount on top of the sales price. So yeah, that was that. I mean, up until that point, maybe it was just a thing with my family. The day after Thanksgiving, we never really had any reason to go out and, you know, on Black Friday. And
So
Well, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I was just gonna mention SkillsCat kind of comes to the rescue here. He mentioned that Wikipedia indicates 2003 as the year where Black Friday became the busiest shopping day of the year.
yeah, because I seem to remember before that it was just Black Friday was just the big sales event. I don't think, honestly, it was flat screen TVs. It wasn't until everybody wanted a flat screen TV that Black Friday became a thing. But maybe that's it. I got my flat screen TV. I've had this same. Well, I got this directly from Panasonic, but I mean, I've had this same plasma since 2010, and I have no desire to upgrade it. So, I mean, maybe that's it. I don't have any desire to go out to Black Friday because I don't need another TV.
I can remember buying a TV on Black Friday back in '96.
Oh wow.
Right. And so I guess that's what, 20 years ago. Wow, how time flies, huh? But this was before flat screens, right? This was a 32-inch tube TV, right? But back in those
What's
days,
that?
you know, it was a, yeah, really. But it was the biggest tube. I think at the time it was about the biggest tube TV you could get, right? Or maybe they had. Maybe you could also get a 36-inch. I believe that I remember.
I
But
bought one of those in 2006 or 2005. I bought a
right,
35-inch tube TV.
yeah. This
Huh.
was a 32-inch. It was a 32-inch Toshiba, right? And it had two tuners in it, so you could have the picture-in-picture, right? That was a big deal back in those days.
Yeah,
And
back then it was the rear projection, right? Like if you wanted to go bigger than like 34 inch or so, you had to go like to the projection, like rear projection TVs.
Yeah.
DLP.
yeah,
Was
without
next.
going to rear projection, right? Like I think 36 inches was about as big as you could get. And the TV that I had before that was like a 26-inch tube television. So I bought this 32-inch. It was like, I think a Black Friday sale. It was like maybe, you know, $400 or $500, something like that. You know, these things wasn't terribly expensive, like, you know, what the flat screens were later. But I remember this, and I remember it explicitly because that 32-inch television is still working today. As a matter of fact, when I bought my first flat screen TV, I gave the 32-inch to my father. He still has it here in this house, right? And it's still working,
Yep.
right? You know, actually, my dad kind of has two houses. You know, he's got one house here, which is the main house. A few years ago, he built a second house that has like a big dining room in it, specifically for holidays and that kind of thing. And that's where that 32-inch television is. We'll probably watch football on that 32-inch television tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Well,
But yeah,
yeah, because I remember because in 2005 or maybe it was 2004, the I couldn't justify spending the money on a rear projection TV. And the flat screens weren't really kind of there yet. They were still coming in, but you had your DLPs and the other ones. But there was no real HD content, so yeah, I bought the biggest tube TV I could buy, and that was a Sharp like 36-inch TV. And
right.
that was literally the last tube TV they made because they
Yes.
just kept that same model in the stores for multiple years until they were gone. That TV, I used it for like 6 years. When the only reason I got rid of it was because I wasn't using it anymore because 2012, when I moved, I had my 55 or I had my 50-inch and then I also had my 42-inch plasmas. So, and that thing was too heavy. I didn't want to move it. And I didn't want to pay to have it recycled, so I just left it. I left it in the house when, you know, figure whoever else moves in, they get a free TV. But that was the sad thing because it was a great TV. Thing was massive, but moving it, I loaded that thing. I will never forget. So my wife was pregnant at the time, and she was on bed rest. So I loaded it from my truck up the hill of a driveway into the house by myself. That thing weighed like 200 pounds, like easy. And yeah, icy and I don't miss it. I kind of miss the TV, but I don't miss it. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
The one TV we had that we were really excited about. I don't know if we bought it on Black Friday, but maybe we did. But it was this HP Smart TV. HP for for a short period of time made a smart TV that would hook up to your computer. I think it was Windows based. It would hook up to anything. You could stream to it. It was DNLA compatible. It could do all kinds of cool things. And I remember that TV in particular because it must have been 2008 because I just looked it up. It was the Summer Olympics, and I think it was in China. And we were watching it on that because one of the things was cool about it is hey, look, we can, what you can do with Xfinity now, what Xfinity basically does a lot is, oh, look, we can bring up specific sports on the TV. We actually kind of like that. And we had that for about a year before I had a family member playing with a toy fishing rod with a toy lure on it and flinged it into the TV and cracked it. It was an expensive TV, too.
It's no good.
Yeah, they bought us a new one. A replacement. It was a little bigger, but it wasn't a smart TV. Oh, well. Also, they quit making them after that, so... Oh, well.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of sad. I mean, that my kids will never understand if you guys remember the big console TVs, when that console TV died, you left it. It was permanent furniture in the house. You bought a new TV. You set it on top of the old TV.
Yep.
I thought, no. Don't you put the nice little, a tablecloth over the console TV, and now it's a nice end table?
You may hide it.
Kind of thing?
But the old TV is the stand for the new TV.
Yes.
And I actually, when we were watching, I thought of that when we were watching that movie on Saturday, because they went to the cabin and there was a big old, probably an Emerson, but console TV. It was probably just a 20-inch screen, but the cabinet was the size of my 50-inch screen. But yeah.
Well, it was the great Jeff Foxworthy that once said, if your working television is sitting on top of your non-working television, you might be a redneck.
I actually think it's interesting, those old TVs. Those were beautiful TVs. They were
absolutely.
I mean,
they were literally works of art.
Yeah. That's what I had. The one before the 32-inch television that I was telling you about. That's exactly what I had. It was a 26-inch floor model RCA. Beautiful. I mean, it had real wood, around it for the console. Just a very nice. I used to polish that thing all the time.
I mean, it's a piece of furniture. It's not just TV.
Exactly.
And I will never forget, because you'd have to walk over there to turn the dial. Click by click, which meant your face is this close to the screen as you're turning, click, click.
Switching the
and you may be
UHF
there for
and
a half
VHF.
hour, and then you finally find something worth watching. End credits. Back to it.
Right.
But then on top of that, you would find it, but it wasn't quite right. So then you'd have to spend another little bit of time playing with the dials.
Get the hue right. Get the color right.
Fine tuned because it's a little bit ghosty or whatever.
You could watch a show perfectly if you have somebody up there constantly adjusting it.
Well, now you guys are going back before we had 24-hour television, right?
No. This was even then. I'm talking my childhood in the mid to late 80s. There was always something on. The problem was finding it because the stations not only were 1 or 2 through 13, but you also had the UHF, which was, possibly unlimited, but you had no idea. Okay, well, this one's on 55. And you get there. Nope, not on. Okay, go back to 32, and then jumping back and forth.
You must have had a pretty fancy TV. Mine had 13 options.
Right.
UHF and 13 options VHF. So that was it. There was the dial actually had a 50% mark. You could actually go right between the numbers too.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember enough if that was just trying to tune in to the exact right frequency. It seems like maybe that's what it was, but it was awesome.
Well, what was in it? You guys are making me think here. What was an interesting bit there between the UHF and VHF? If you'll notice, the UHF channels, those eventually are, for the most, maybe not all of them, but for the most part, those kind of morphed into the cable channels that we know now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, I mean, TBS was an old UHF channel.
Well, yeah,
right?
that was when the dials started going digital. That's when we started to lose the UHF kind of stations. I remember, like cable boxes that used to have two different. It was when you went to cable, you didn't need the UHF anymore, and
Right.
so
That was where local broadcasting, right? Like the local channel where you could actually air your own stuff. Like people in the city would produce super low budget like talk shows or conversation stuff. Now we just go to podcasting and do stuff.
Podcasting, yeah, exactly. That's where podcasting was invented, wasn't it?
Yep. Public access TV.
what is this podcasting you speak
Yeah, what
of?
is this?
I don't know what you said.
Who knows?
Does anybody even watch that? It just sounds like a bunch of people wasting their time, but
I remember the first time I actually saw public access TV. It was after I had seen it in a movie. It might have even been Wayne's World.
oh, I was going to say,
So I
was
saw
it
Wayne's
Weird
World, and I
Al's
realized-
movie?
And I
UHF?
thought, I need to find this. And of course, it wasn't like Wayne's World, and I was disappointed about. I was like,
but
never.
it can be. It depends on your area.
Yeah.
Remind me when we're done here. There is a show I want to tell you guys about, but I would feel horrible talking about it to people that could actually go look it up. But but no, I mean, public access could be great, could be bad, but it really depended on who actually took advantage of it. In a lot of places they did.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
I don't know. We kind of got a little off topic. I don't know if we want to get back to the Black Friday, but I don't know. I mean, did anybody? Did you guys see anything that like really jumped out at you that would be like for, I'd say in context for this show that worth talking about? Or
The only thing I saw, and it was only one thing, was that I've been looking at possibly getting 3DS for a while, and it looks like Best Buy's got a deal. Maybe everybody's got the deal. Maybe it's just the price is getting down onto that price where you can get the new 3DS for $99, which is that's when it's getting to the point where, dang, yeah, that's. I mean, you almost can't say no at that price anymore.
and
So
not only is it a 3DS for, it is new Nintendo 3DS Super Mario. Yeah.
technically, it's newer hardware, and it runs the games faster, and a couple games are required to be on the new Nintendo 3DS. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually earlier, Michael, you were talking about your 55-inch 4K TV for $750, something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, ended up paying $550 for my 55-inch LG that is 4K with HDR.
Dang.
Well,
And
here you go. Toshiba 4K Ultra HD with a PlayStation 4 for $749.98.
Is it the new PlayStation 4 Pro?
I can't tell from that picture.
Okay.
But I mean that's not bad. It's 55. If you wanted a PlayStation 4, it clearly says save $200, so you're probably saving $100 on each, or $200 on the TV and the PlayStation.
I was going to say you're saving $200 on the TV, but yeah.
Either way. I mean, there is some stuff. The big deal that and I don't see it here right now, but the one that really got me there was a HP 27-inch monitor that I really want. I've been looking at 27-inch monitors for a while, especially since we started doing this show, and screen real estate is kind of getting crazy on my end. But yeah, it was $119.
That is a great deal.
Absolutely. And it's not in-store only. It's one of the website deals. So, but unfortunately this year, Black Friday falls a little too far away from payday. So that one's going to have to probably wait. But, and I was going to go back to, but this is the deal right there that we're talking about earlier. So the Toshiba, it's a 49-inch 4K TV, $199, but it's in store only. So, if you're in the market for a 4K TV, Toshiba makes a pretty good TV. I've used a couple, and $199 for a 4K TV, 50-inch. Technically not 50-inch, 1 inch off, but yeah. That's not a bad deal. Now, we kind of talked about this in passing in previous episodes, but what do you guys think? Is this the year for 4K? Is this the year that everybody buys a 4K TV?
I call this the year where a whole lot more people do. It's, maybe it was like 20 to 30% people were kind of invested into it. I bet you this is the year where a whole lot more people invest into it, and it's going to maybe break that 50% threshold, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe of all TVs sold, will be 50% of them will be HD or more. And then after this point, it's just going to cascade from there. I'm going to stick with the TVs I've got until I need a new one. I don't see any reason to go 4K at this time.
Right. I think what you'll find this year, I think this is the year of 4K. And what I mean by that is I think this is the year where 4K becomes the dominant purchase from a TV perspective by a very significant margin. I think a lot fewer people will be investing in purchasing new 1080p TVs. Mm-hmm. And I don't think the people are necessarily going to start going out and buying TVs that don't necessarily need one, but people that were already going to buy a TV will choose to buy 4K this year. Yeah. And I think the driving factor for that, and the reason I think that is the case, is A, the prices have come down significantly. B, the HDR has made it so visually stunning that it's a compelling upgrade. And again, when the price is only slightly more expensive, it's very compelling. And finally, C, is there is now a readily available source of 4K content.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you use Netflix. And a lot of people use Netflix. So a lot of people are constantly advertised 4K content, that this is available, because most of the Netflix originals are in 4K, and Netflix also has a lot of the over-the-air stuff rebroadcast in 4K. So
yeah, and just for as an example, here is Best Buy, Best Buy's page, and you can sorted. This is just the TV deals, and I mean you've got a lot of, as we scroll down, you get to about the $299 price point, and that's right around where the normal sale prices are for these 4K TVs. So now you can get a 43-inch or a 55-inch Westinghouse. Probably not the best quality, but it's a 4K TV at $300. And I think the prices are kind of finally getting down to where they need, where people are gonna now make that drop. Now you get into the Samsung 4K Ultra HD with HDR, $1,500, save $402.
Yeah,
which this oh, good.
There's still definitely the premium products like the quantum dot technology, where you're still going to pay many times more for the 4K quantum dot. high-end HDR stuff. But Vizio, Best Buy has a Vizio 70-inch for $999, under $1,000 for a 70-inch 4K TV. Whereas, it's not been that long since that's what it cost for a 1080p TV.
Yeah.
And when I say that, not that long, I'm talking like 2 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then, it's you. In addition to the content providers, I think the boost is the fact that most people that have a streaming player that's fairly recent already have a device that can provide them with the 4K. Like we talked about on the Roku episode. I have a Roku 4K Roku. And I subscribe to the right tier of Netflix that I get 4K. So I am set up. Should I choose to get the display, it's already here. It's waiting. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to purchase anything else. Just
if you
plug
bought
in
it,
the 4K TV. But
if you bought it within the last year, I suppose that's true. Everything about more than a year ago wasn't really 4K ready yet.
And that being said, if you don't already have something 4K, there are some deals out there this week for. I don't see one on here. Never mind. But I was looking at the Best Buy thing. I thought they. But yeah, I know Roku's having sales, especially if you want. Since the Roku 4 is being phased out, you can get those cheap. Easy way to get the 4K content. You've probably already subscribed to it if you've got if you're paying for multiple streaming concurrent streams on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Michael, you being the one guy that has a 4K television, let me ask a question here. So, if you're watching your 4K television, and let's say you purchase a HD, a 1080p movie, like say from Amazon or somebody else, right? Is the quality good on that 4K?
Yeah, most of the stuff that I own, like my movies and stuff like that, is all 1080p or HD, Blu-ray quality, and so that stuff all looks phenomenal on my TV. I haven't noticed any difference, except it's. So I went from a 720p plasma that was 42 inches. So to say that it looks great and it's better, it's probably a little biased because I'm coming from something that was I made such a big step in improvement for those TVs, but I can't see anything wrong with it. It looks great to me, the quality and stuff. I don't see any upscaling issues at all. The 4K content definitely looks better, but that's what I would hope for.
Sure.
When I'm getting twice as many lines of resolution.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm excited. I'm glad to see we are now finally I think we're now at the point with 4K that we were when 1080 screens finally started being adopted by people. And it was just a matter of not only getting the content, but the people had to get to a point with their current device that they're like, yeah, it's time to upgrade. And then they got it as a byproduct. Same way most people got 3D. It's just, it came with the TV.
What? 3D?
Yeah.
What? Huh?
Yeah.
And I think that one of the other motivating factors that you're going to find with people upgrading, and this kind of goes back to our discussion a few weeks ago or a month or so ago, is that I think that a lot of people are going to be looking at a better way to get their content. When I say that, I'm referring to people that are not currently using Rokus and stuff like that, or maybe are using an old Roku or something where they want to get something that feels more integrated. And while as we discussed, that may be a mistake in a lot of cases. A lot of people will buy into the smart TV concept, I think, and that's going to motivate people to upgrade as they're starting to want to use things like Netflix more, where they go to a friend's house and they see Netflix and they realize how easy getting that content is. Netflix is still growing. They've continued to grow despite the fact that they seem to be the 800-pound gorilla. They still seem to be growing fairly well if you look at their numbers. So,
All right. Well, does anybody have anything else to add to this conversation, or should we put it to bed? And I'll take the silence as yeah. So let's do this in normal VOD Squad fashion. What do you think? Is with your thumb, is Black Friday still relevant, or is it old hat? What say you?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a thumbs down. I don't think it's relevant at all because it's now a marketing stunt, and now it's all about making. My favorite part about Black Friday, sometimes guilty pleasure of mine, is watching the videos of various bad things that happen at Black Friday. That's not good. So no,
that is kind of sad.
It's ridiculous. It's gotten ridiculous. So that's me.
I want to say I go in the middle, and the reason I do that is because I think Black Friday hasn't really changed that much, except that they've moved the time that it happens, right? Like we were discussing before. Now everybody's Black Friday is really Black Thursday. They're starting at 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. A lot of places are starting like 8 p.m. on Thursday and stuff like that. And that to me is absolutely ridiculous and stupid. I don't see any reason for them to be doing that. But then again, I'm also the kind of person that I don't see the reason for them to be opening at 6 a.m. either. That's also ridiculous. But what I do see is that it is still a good opportunity for those individuals that really are on a tight budget to go out and get the one or two items that they really want to get. And there's still enough good deals that you can go out and get the good deal when you need to get it and find all of the deals you need. But I will say, I do think it's largely irrelevant because most of the deals are not any better than what you can get any other day of the year. It's just, I think, the larger quantity of deals at one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, I think I'll echo both what, Michael and Matt are both saying. And I'm going to give it a thumbs down. And the reason why is because, I think Amazon for the most part has just killed it, right? I mean, everybody, rather than doing I know there's the select groups that go out, and the TV crews will be out there. I too, Matt, like to watch those finales there, where or the follies of Black Friday.
It's a guilty pleasure. It's something we shouldn't enjoy, but just a little bit like, oh, look at that entire crowd of people break through those glass doors. It's like, jeez, because they're pushing so hard.
Yeah, and and the thing is, I think a lot of people are viewing it that same way. It's like they want to sit at home and watch the follies on TV, right? And then they'll just go to Amazon and get their Black Friday deal on Amazon, right?
Yeah, and I mean, as I mentioned earlier, I firmly believe that it's ingrained in people's minds now that Black Friday, you go out, you buy, you wait to do your purchases until then. That's and the
retailers,
companies, the retailers. Thank you. Retailers know that, and they now can count on that. They don't need to advertise. They don't need to say, "Hey, come out here. We've got this thing." People are gonna seek it out on their own, and the sales don't have to be over the top anymore. And for that reason, traditional Black Friday, I give a thumbs down.
I'd like to
just Black Friday in general. as far as online purchasing, yeah, I mean, there's still deals to be had if you're willing to put in the time to do the research to find the deal that works for you.
Yeah.
Hey, great idea.
The
So I
spirit of
give
Black
that
Friday.
so overall a thumbs sideways.
Yeah. The spirit of Black Friday is still there, still alive, right? No doubt about that, right? But the traditional Black Friday of going down to your local retailer, for the door buster deals and that kind of thing, I think it's over and done with. I think the Amazons of the world has just taken over that.
If you go out and go shopping at a small shop and you're going out to buy Christmas presents, go for it. Awesome. This is the thing to do. I have no problem with that. Absolutely. If you are going out because you think you're going to get this awesome deal for this thing that's only limited supply and you're going to stay up all night and do it because it's the thing to do and you know what it's Black Friday, so you're going to make sure it's just what they're going to do. No, stop.
I mean, ultimately, it's your life. If that's what you want to do, if that's how you want to waste your holiday or spend your holiday, more power to you.
Sleep in.
The only comment that I have is I just urge people to remember what Black Friday is actually about. Black Friday is about putting the retailer into the black. It's their final push to make as much money as they can at the end of the year. So if you think about it from that standpoint, it's not about the consumer, it's 100% about the retailer. Then think about it. What retailer would you prefer personally to give the money to? Shop with them. If you've got a mom and pop store in town that sells something that you need, go to them. Or you've got a store that you're passionate about, go to them. You don't necessarily need to blindly give your money to a faceless behemoth that you actually don't like. And that's taking into account if you actually have opinions about retail, as some people do.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's nice to say, but I mean, in reality, I think what's happening is people who go out on Black Friday, even on Black Friday, you'll see them take out their smartphones out of their pocket and they'll scan the item to see if they can get a better deal on Amazon.
Oh, yeah. No, and that's what I was saying. I'm going to go online every time. If I can get the deal on Newegg, or I don't really shop on Amazon a lot, but if they have it, I'll even go like Tiger Direct or CompUSA, because CompUSA operates online only as Tiger Direct.
I will say that attitude is why I think I'm seeing an indication that this year is a little bit more needy. I don't know, the word has escaped me, but I think that stores are a little bit more concerned about this year. And the reason I say that is this year, more than any other year, I've received ads free in the mail. Whereas even just last year, most of the ads I would have had to go get a paper on Thursday. This year, I've gotten almost every single major retailer's ad in my mailbox for free. And that makes me think that they're a little bit more concerned about the sales and getting eyes and ears and feet in the door. And largely because of what you're saying, Jimmy, that people are realizing that they can pre-shop the ads and find the better deals online, so why go into the store? So they want to get as many eyes on their ad as possible in order to still keep those people coming in the door and get those big numbers.
All right. Yep, and I agree.
So a little more frantic this year, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, because people are figuring it out. So, Skills Cat says thumbs down. Awesome.
Nice Anzi art.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Skills Cat.
All right. Well, I think that puts that to bed. We're just kind of about Black Friday this year. Maybe it's gonna take that next big thing because the the flat screen TVs were the revolution of this. What's going to be the next thing? Is it going to be when all of a sudden everybody decides they need VR headsets?
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah,
I got to throw out the VR plug. So I was just about to say.
I saw Micro Center. Micro Center has their HTC Vive on sale for $7.99 Black Friday, full price.
I was going to say Black Friday deal. You can get it for the same price every other day.
Yep. But it did say with free games. Of course, it's the games that already come free with it. But hey, there's somebody that's going to go, ooh, it's on sale, free games. And they're going to buy it. All right. Hey, before we end this, should we make it official? We were talking about earlier scheduling and all that.
Yes, but first I got a rant that I want to throw out there.
Yeah.
While my in-laws were in town, I picked up a Roku for them because I have a non-smart TV in their room, and so I wanted something to use. Well, since then I've used that Roku for my PlayStation View, and I gotta say I don't understand where you guys were coming from, because I would have given it like 10 thumbs down with the PlayStation View if I'd had to use it on the Roku before. The app is dramatically different in the Roku environment than it is on the Amazon Fire. The interface is still bad on the Amazon Fire, but all of the functionality is there. It is not there. Things are seriously missing on the Roku.
See, and that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Now you understand why I couldn't figure out how to do stuff.
I hated that thing.
And I mean, I wish I would have tried it. I wish I would have tried it on the Fire TV. It just didn't dawn on me until it was too late.
It's a much better experience, and it becomes fairly functional. It's still a poorly organized and non-ergonomic experience, for lack of a better term, but it's all there and you can do everything you need to do. It's orders of magnitude better, in my opinion, on the Fire TV.
And the sad thing is, now that you've tried it on the Roku and you've seen how bad it is on the Roku, word is the Roku is an improvement over the PlayStation.
Oh my!
Oh,
exactly.
Wow.
That's when we talked about that. How bad is it on your own native platform if the horrible version on Roku is better?
I feel like it must like reach out of the TV and slap you in order to be noticeably worse. It was painful. I want to throw away the Roku just because of that, and I know the Roku's a good device. So
there's got to be kids in the family somewhere that you can give it to them.
Yeah.
Just
well,
thought.
Oh, and just for me, I guess it's kind of a rant. I'm going on month 2 of Sling TV. I haven't opened it in weeks, which is why I'm going on month 2. Yesterday, I said, "Oh, I got to cancel this," and I saw it charged me that morning. I went,
it had already charged you. So.
But when I did cancel it, and when I did my exit interview, it asked you, "Why are you leaving?" And of course, I put no DVR. That wasn't why. It's just But
that's
hey,
the thing they need.
I think they need as much feedback as they can get in that regards.
Now what is it is Apple TV's offering the DVR functionality as well, right?
Yeah.
So, Sling TV without that is so handicapped that I just don't see it surviving if they don't get that functionality. That's going to kill it long term.
Actually, because that's what we talked about last week, and I did want to get your thoughts, just general thoughts. What was your experience with the Sling TV coming off of PlayStation View?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I still have the PlayStation View, so that alone should tell you a lot. Visually, it was as good. I felt. I didn't see any noticeable differences in the quality of the stream. I thought the user interface was a little bit easier to understand and find things, but I still didn't like it. And without the DVR, I felt like it was totally worthless. I mean, I don't watch live TV,
No,
so
I don't either.
Right.
Yeah, and you weren't there, so, and I don't know if you went back and watched the episode. I don't know why you would, but surprisingly, coming off of PlayStation View, where everybody was, basically thumbs down, the three of us were all thumbs up for Sling TV just for what it is. My personal use case, I don't use it. I have no desire to watch appointment viewing TV. So it doesn't do anything for me. But as a product for someone that is trying to scratch that itch of live TV, it works great. And on the Roku, on the Android TV, on the PlayStation, or on the Fire TV, it was great across the board. And yeah. So, it's definitely, it's one of those things that's not for everybody, but if it's for you, you'll dig it.
Yep.
Rock on. Anybody else have anything to rant or rave about before we
I have a question for you three.
No, questions are not allowed.
Let's not.
Sorry,
We're past that segment.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, we went way past that.
Man,
What's up?
I want to know what you guys are going to be watching with family on your TVs this Thanksgiving holiday. Just,
Thanksgiving Day
is
parade.
this something you guys have? There, Boise State.
I
Yeah.
will typically, well, I don't know if I got to find it. I normally around this time of year, I'll take advantage of the one time that the family's actually together. So it's either Thanksgiving or Christmas. And I force everyone to watch Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. If you've never seen it, you need to.
Okay.
It's on the list of the worst movies of all times. It's from the 60s. It's got some really, like, this musical number at the beginning that is like psychedelic and just scary.
Where can
But
you stream that?
I don't know if you can. I got it for like $2 DVD in like 99 or like 2000, right around there. So that when DVDs were expensive, that's how cheap it was. Yeah. So definitely check that out. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I think it's 1966.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be watching the Boise State game on Friday. If I can find a way to watch it. It's on CBS Sports again. Extra rant. CBS Sports is horrible because they don't have any reasonable streaming solution.
Oh.
CBS Sports fix that.
Maybe someone at the game will Periscope it for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Then you can feel like you're actually in the crowd.
Is Periscope still a thing?
that would. I would go for anything at this point. It's the most frustrating thing. There's like 3 games that are through CBS Sports, and this happens to be one of them. So if I can try to find a way to watch it, I will. Otherwise, it'll probably be something like maybe we'll start doing like the Christmas movies like Elf or something like that.
Okay.
Speaking of CBS Sports, keep an eye on Google on their TV streaming thing because they're in talks with CBS for carrying CBS content. So that may end up being a viable option for you. But
There you go.
hopefully, fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
That's the perfect list of Christmas movies, Skill Cat. Elf, Christmas Story, and Die Hard right there.
Yeah, I would echo those as well.
Die
You know,
Hard
that-
1 and 2, they were both on Christmas.
Aren't they all?
Yeah, but Die Hard 1 was really good. Die
Nakatomi.
Hard 2 is okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy, do you have anything that you're going to be watching?
Yeah, we always watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade,
Yeah.
right? We always watch that. You know, we're usually having that when we're having our dinner. And then
Wait, that's like at 6:00 in the morning.
He has a really
Well,
early
there's-
dinner.
Remember,
Well, it's
he's
always
East
dinner
Coast, so
someplace.
it's 9 o'clock there, right?
well, in Georgia, we always say, you know, that's breakfast at 6:00 in the morning. Right? But anyway, yeah, so we'll probably watch that, the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Day Parade, and then probably some football thereafter. You know, would be that, and then of course the noon news on Friday. We get to watch the Black Friday Follies, right?
Okay, well, for me, we're hosting some family over at our place this week, and I've been told that I'm going to be watching the Apple Cup, which I'm usually not into football. I watch the occasional Seahawks game, but the Apple Cup is a tradition in Washington State. It's UW versus Wazoo, and so we have to. We're of course, you know, being from Central Washington originally, you have to be voting for Wazoo. Go Cougs! And other than that, while the girls are going to go downstairs and watch Gilmore Girls, I'm going to see if I can get my other parts of my family, the guys in the family, to come and watch the Grand Tour with me from Amazon.
You gotta pull the guys away from the Gilmore Girls.
You know what? Let the girls do their thing. They're really excited about it. They're going to go downstairs, put on, you know,
We
slippers.
talking the new Gilmore Girls?
The new one is dropping on Netflix like tomorrow.
I'm
And,
actually kind of curious to see how Alexis Bledel turned out. But
Okay. Yeah, well, my wife is a big fan of Gilmore Girls, watches it a lot. So they've got their thing going, and so the guy thing is to watch basically Top Gear. They redo what the Grand Tour. I'm probably going to be doing that. So
yeah, rock
other
on.
than that, the other thing I hope to do, if the if everybody's willing, is that I did get my my free for ordering early Daydream to go with my Pixel. So I actually purchased the game called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes,
Yeah.
which is a really fun looking game. I've never played it. I'm waiting for them to play it. We'll pass it around. We'll all take a turn trying it out, and we'll see if that looks like a good party game for people who want
absolutely.
to play. So,
Rock on.
so
Which
That's us.
which one do you have in there?
this is the Daydream, which is by Google,
Okay.
and it works right with only the Pixel, and with the new update, they said that now Daydream compatible is the new Moto Z. So. But other phones will start being compatible with it as well.
I'm not sure what games will be on there, but I played a really fun Suicide Squad game on the Gear VR. So I don't know if that game will be compatible with the Daydream, but if it is, it was a lot of fun.
Well, the thing about the View that I like is that actually that it comes with this remote.
There you go. Yeah.
The remote is Wii style motion control, which is nice. The touchpad on the front is actually clickable, and also detect the movement of my thumb on there, so I could scroll with it, which is what they have you do with it, which is kind of nice.
Rock.
And then 2 more buttons. And the other movie we are going to go see this weekend is many of us are going to go out and watch Fantastic Beasts. We're really excited about that in the theaters.
Okay.
They've got a Fantastic Beasts VR app free on this thing for us to play around with, where you're this is your wand and you're going to be manipulating things in there. So that's more fun things we're going to play around with.
That looks like that could be fun. One note, SkillsCat found that YouTube will have the Thanksgiving Day Parade, and so you'll be able to stream it
On anything.
on YouTube.
Yeah,
Verizon's providing it.
watch
Oh,
it.
So-
thanks, Verizon.
You'll be hosted by Marlon Wayans and Olivia Culpo. You can also watch it on the NBC site, but that requires cable authentication. So,
I will be sleeping through it.
Yeah.
well, yeah, it starts at 6 a.m. there.
So if you really want to watch it, you can go out now. You still have time to subscribe to a major cable so you can watch those balloons.
No, thanks.
Or just watch it later on YouTube.
All I gotta say, Rose Parade or nothing,
Yeah.
But all right. Hey, before we go, big announcement. So if you're one of those people that says, when do these guys come on? What day are they on? Is it this week? Wait. Oh, wait, no. Well, Skills Cat, Jackie, all of the others out there, we will be going weekly, December 7th. So,
A
we'll,
date that will live in infamy.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's either going to go great or we're going to
We had to
crash
pick that
into
date?
a
I mean,
burning
really?
mess. We're, whatever. But, yeah, so no longer will we have to say last time or how long ago was it? Was the last show? Like 2 weeks?
It was
I
2
don't know.
weeks
We
ago.
haven't
Of
seen
course
it.
it was 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago. It's
yeah.
always
So-
2 weeks ago.
So, yeah, so coming December 7th, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central, Diamond Club TV. Come check us out. In the meantime, if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, is there something that's just kind of got that itchy feeling in your brain and, you want someone to scratch it for you? Send us a message at the VOD Squad on Twitter, thevodsquad@gmail.com, and also check out our website that Matt has been tinkering with. Go to www.thevodsquad.com. Yes, you need the W's right now because DNS is not forwarding correctly. So, but yeah. Other than that, I think we pulled this off.
What?
I know.
What?
Not bad for not really having a game plan going in. So.
We
that
had a
bodes
game
well
plan.
for
It just
going
didn't.
weekly.
There wasn't anything there. It was an
Yeah.
empty game plan.
Sorry.
All right, we're gonna do this thing, and the playbook is kind of
Plan
doesn't have
B.
anything in it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. Check us out here in 2 weeks for our first of our weekly episodes. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
So, in the future, are we going to watch video podcasts and videocasts through VR?
Yes.
Think so?
Hey, I think
While
you- I
we're
think-
driving. In our
think you have
self-driving cars.
Okay.
I have another question for you.
I think you have your Geordie costume there, your Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Geordie.
There you go. When the credits are rolling, do you stop audio from the mics?
No.